A railway arch in Hackney, the doors padlocked from the inside to stop police getting in. When officers entered, this is what they found. More than 300 people at an illegal rave in the early hours of this morning. Some of the revellers becoming hostile. 2 officers were injured. Others tried to run away by scaling the fence behind the venue.
Turn around, back out the other way.
The Met described the partygoers as incredibly selfish, saying once again their staff were forced to put their own lives at risk. Police officers aren't on the priority list for the vaccine. The government says it's working to get the jabs for those in frontline roles. 75% of the over 80s in the UK have now received their first dose. Although today there was a warning they should continue to follow lockdown rules because they could still pass on the virus. Scientists don't yet know the impact of the vaccine on transmission. The government has faced further criticism over its decision to delay the second dose until 12 weeks, rather than the recommended 3 to 4 weeks.
If there's new evidence, and it appears there is, to suggest that 6 weeks might be better, then what we'll be asking for when we next meet SAGE and what we'll be pushing the government on in the House of Commons this week is, can you make sure that you are level with the public about that, share that information with us, and that people can have confidence in the decisions that are being made.
32 new vaccine sites will open across England this week, including here at the Black Country Living Museum in Dudley, made famous as the set of the hit TV series Peaky Blinders. But in the latest twist, there's a concern that the vaccination programme could be delayed by the weather. Temperatures have dropped below freezing across much of the UK, and some areas have seen 6 centimetres of snow. It's meant that travelling is treacherous. The Met Office still has weather warnings in place for today and tomorrow. And in Wales, the snowfall has meant that 4 vaccination centres have had to close. There are safety concerns for vulnerable groups due to travel to some centres. Those affected can reschedule. Infection figures continue to fall, but this isn't enough to guarantee the reopening of schools after the February half-term. Millions of children and their families are facing the prospect of homeschooling until Easter.
We make these announcements as soon as we know. If we knew for sure, then of course we'd let everybody know. The Education Secretary said that he will ensure that schools have 2 weeks' notice of return, and I don't know whether it'll be before then we've got to watch the data, as we all do.
After the rave in Hackney was disrupted, 78 people were given fixed penalty notices. A 3-month closure order will be issued to the venue, which has already been fined for a previous breach of lockdown legislation.